Good morning, Foundation family. We are here today with another Foundation Kids story time. I am so excited for the story we have today. It's a really good one. But first, we wanted to share some of our photos that you guys posted for our dream house. Let's put up our first photo. It is of Hadley. She drew her dream house, and she has a slide that goes straight down the front of her house, which I love. Our next photo is Harper. She made her dream house out of Legos. And I love that tower. It's kind of Rapunzel feel. And then our last photo, this is Emerson's dream house, and he has trampolines in every single room. Thank you guys for posting and sharing those houses with us for your Storytime Challenge. There will be a new Storytime Challenge today, so stay tuned for that at the end. But I'm going to go ahead and welcome Anne, our Mama G and Buddy, to the stage.
Everybody, and welcome to Storytime with Mama G and Buddy. A reading with my favorite puppy. Whether it's raining or sunny, it's Mama G and Buddy. Oh, well, Buddy, what do we have going on here today? Look at you. You got your drum. Oh, Mama too. And you know what? In fact, way back, maybe almost like 90 years ago, girls in one country, the country of Cuba, could not drum. They were not allowed to drum. And they only let boys drum. So today, our story is going to be based on a true story of this girl. But I want to first show you where this country of Cuba is. So let's go ahead and get you, I think sitting like that. How does that work? Well, maybe we'll just do it like that. There we go. You can still see. Ta-da! So, when we can't use the internet to look at where countries are, there's actually a print reference source, and it has maps in it. And you know what it is? An atlas. That's right. It's an atlas. And in this atlas, it has lots of maps. And the map that we're going to look at is this one. Here we are in Georgia. That's our state. We're in the country of the United States. This is the southern part of the United States. If we travel south into Florida and from there get on a boat, we are able to go all the way to Cuba, which is right here, just right off there. And so the story is Drum Dream Girl. And Drum Dream Girl says how one girl's courage changed music. It's written by Margarita Engel and illustrated by Rafael Lopez. So this one girl, her name actually was Milo Castro Dalgarara. And she is the one, when she was 10 years old, she decided that she wanted to be a drummer, that she was tired of people who didn't want her to drum because she was a girl. And so Margarita Engel created this story that honors her and her story. So buckle up your boat travel and let's head over to Cuba for the story of Drum Dream Girl. On an island of music in a city of drum beats, the Drum Dream Girl dreamed. What do you think she's dreaming about, Buddy? Oh, I think drumming. That's what I would be dreaming of. Me too, Buddy. Of pounding tall conga drums, tapping small bongo drums, and boom, 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 and loud, long sticks of round, silvery, moon-bright timbales. But everyone on the island of music in the city of drum beats believed that only boys could play drums. So the Drum Dream Girl had to give up dreaming quiet, secret, drum beat dreams. She kept on dreaming. Even though she couldn't play, she kept on dreaming. At outdoor cafes that looked like gardens, she heard drums played by men. But when she closed her eyes, what do you think she heard? Oh, I think she heard drum music all over the world. Oh, let's see. She closed her eyes and she could also hear her own imaginary music. When she walked under windy, wavy palm trees in a flowery, bright park, she heard the whirl of parrot wings, the clack of woodpecker beats, and the dancing tap of her own footsteps, and the comforting pat of her own heartbeat. At carnivals, she listened to the rattling beat of the towering dancers on stilts and the dragon clang of costume drummers wearing huge masks. At home, and see if you've ever done this with your fingertips, at home, her fingertips rolled out their own dreamy drum rhythm on tables and chairs and all around. And even though everyone kept reminding her that the girls on the island of music had never played drums, the brave drum dream girl dared to play tall conga drums, small bongo drums, and big round silvery moon bright timbales. She played and played and played. Her hands seemed to fly as they rippled, rapped, and pounded all the drums of her drum dreams. Her big sisters were so excited that they invited her to join their new all-girl dance band. But their father said no. Only boys should play drums. I know, that's sad. So the drum dream girl had to keep dreaming and drumming alone. Until finally her father offered to find a music teacher who could decide if her drums deserved to be heard. I wonder, let's see. The drum dream girl's teacher was amazed. The girl knew so much, but he taught her more and more and more. And she practiced and practiced and practiced until the teacher agreed that she was ready to play her small bongo drums outdoors at a starlight cafe that looked like a garden, where everyone who heard her dream bright music sang and danced and decided that girls should always be allowed to play drums, and both girls and boys should feel free to dream. And that story of drum me, buddy. Do you know that when I was little, we lived in the country of Africa? And in fact, I used to wear this. And we had some drums, and I was allowed to play drums. And one of the drums that I played was actually the drum that you have right here. And you can see, if you look inside, this is actually made from an old tree trunk. This drum is probably about 60 years old. And so there were a lot of drums that we played. And I'm so glad to still have this. And I'm so glad that I was allowed to play drums at a young age. And I think today, show our viewers how we can make our own instruments. We don't have to go out and buy an instrument. And one thing I did want to mention is that, I don't know if it's on the screen, but there was a photograph of me little in Liberia. There we go. Of me in Liberia, Africa. you can see the drum I'm playing, and then my brother Jim, he's got his belly harp there, and then Paul, my other brother, he actually has the drum that we were just looking at. So we were a family of musicians, but now we're going to be able to make sure that people at home can also make an instrument, and that's going to be your challenge today. Is can you make your own instrument? And I have some ideas for you. And so my lovely assistant will bring out a table. Oh, thank you, lovely assistant. And what we're going to do is actually take a can, an empty can, and here's my empty can. It actually had red beans in it. I washed it out. Had them last night as part of my grain bowl. And we'll take that can, and we're also going to need a balloon. And so with the balloon, we're going to take, what color should we get, buddy? Green. Oh, green. Okay, let's get green. And with this balloon, we'll put that down. We'll need a pair of scissors, and we're going to need a rubber band. And here's my rubber band. So with your balloon, you are going to actually cut it right like this. I'm going to cut it above that part right there. So I'm trimming that off. So you can see how much I've trimmed off there. And I am going to be able to stretch it around the top of this can. And one thing I just wanted to point out, if you take a pencil, you can see already with the ridges, that's like a Weedum instrument. You make long or short. You can also bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. And now to make it like a drum with a drum head, this balloon, I'm going to get my fingers in it, and here I go. I'm going to stretch it, and I want to get it as tight as possible over the top, because that's going to create greater vibration for the sound waves to travel. And so once I get that on, you can see I've got the rubber band holding it in place, and now listen to the sound. Boom, boom, doom, boom, 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 1 and 2, and boom, boom, ba da ra ta 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 ta, ra ta 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 ta. Now, another thing you can do to make it a combination of an instrument, you can actually put some rice inside of it, so that then it becomes a shaker. There's some rice. Actually, my rice container is a shaker by itself. So any type of dried rice, dried beans, whatever. I'm going to put the rice in there. And now, buddy, I have created a shaker and a drum. So I get my balloon, I stretch it. You may need a parent to help you do this. I stretch it on top, and I'm going to put a rubber band to help hold it in place. And now I've got a shaker, a drum, da 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 da, rum bum 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 bum. So for your challenge, I want you to think about what kind of instrument you can make. Whether you do something like this drum, or if you have a solo cup, you could actually use that. You have to stretch the rubber band a little bit more to make a shaker. But then there are also things around the house, such as the box of noodles. And this reminds me of another instrument that we had growing up, and that was this kind of shaker. So what instrument will you create today? Because this is all about whether you're a girl or a boy, you can be like Milo in the Drum Dream Girl book. You can be like her and explore music and make your music for yourself. And that, buddy, is our story time with Mama G and Buddy, doing lots of funny when it's sunny. It's Mama G and Buddy. Oh, I love you, Buddy. I love you, Mama G.